Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into the top 6 bourbons for a rainy day. But before we get into that, please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe. That helps us out a ton, and we seriously appreciate the support. But let's get into some rainy day bourbon. So this video concept came to me while I was actually enjoying this video concept, if you know what I mean. So it was recently rainy, stormy here in Arizona. It was perfect bourbon sipping weather. For the first time in a long time, it was great to sip bourbon because recently it's been like 115s and that's just too freaking hot. So I was actually able to sit down and enjoy a whole day of just bourbon drinking, and I sent it. I enjoyed the heck out of it. So today I'm bringing up a list of the 6 bourbons I personally just enjoyed during a stormy day. So let's get right into it. Kicking off with the first one. We'll call this the warm-up whiskey. The whiskey to kind of wet your whistle. The whiskey to get started. And that one is Four Roses Small Batch Select. The reason I picked this one for my warm-up whiskey for a rainy day, it's not yet totally fall here in Arizona. It's on the smidge. It's starting to get there. I think give it like another week or 2 weeks and we're in fall territory. This is a fall whiskey, but because of the storm, it really allowed the temperature to drop down and get kind of spooky, if you will. So I went with this one because this is a really spicy bourbon. It doesn't really taste so much like a bourbon, more like a burr rye, because there is some serious spice on it. That being said, this is 100% a bourbon, but whatever they're doing, it creates this floral spicy bourbon, and I freaking love it. And because we're starting we'll call it day drinking session, a stormy weather, working from home, maybe having a few pours a little bit earlier in the day than you typically would, I didn't want to start off pretty hard. So 104 proof, which again, yeah, it's still higher proof, but it's also really nice bourbon drinking weather outside. So I went with Four Roses Small Batch Select because of the spicy robustness of the actual flavor profile, as well as the fact that it is a little bit lower proof, so it's kind of an easier start to the day. And after that one, we're gonna get into the rainy weather favorite of mine, if we're being completely honest, and that is none other than Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Wild Turkey, Wild Turkey, Wild Turkey. This is the best bourbon flavor profile of all time, probably. I mean, that might be an exaggeration, but geez Louise, especially once we start getting into that fall time, which again, stormy weather here in Arizona kind of creates a fall vibe going on. It has this baking spice, this nuttiness, this cinnamon almond thing going on that is absolutely fantastic, cracked on top of the fact that this kind of tastes like cherry pie as well. So this is absolutely fantastic. This is that perfect kind of Thanksgiving, fall time, stormy weather whiskey. And this is also at 116.8 proof. So we jumped proof quite a bit. We jumped about 12 proof points, but this is an incredible knockout of the park. I freaking love this stuff. This is only $50 too. Again, not as good as the Traveler's exclusive one, but still an absolutely incredible pour at that. And after that one, I took it upon myself to try out a bottle I haven't really gotten into much because of this nice weather. I thought I could really appreciate it, and boy, did I. This is Maker's Mark 2023 BEP, which I should say, these are still findable. In all of the Maker's Mark, wood finishing series ones, the license plate series, I've never seen them sit on the shelves. This is toasted American oak staves. And this, basically, the best way I could describe this is if you took Maker's Mark and you toasted it. It's a double oaked Maker's Mark. It is incredible. That wheated bourbon is already sweet and luscious. And then the toasted American oak staves really it marshmallow fluffs it up. It gets this nice toasty kind of campfire style flavor going on, which also subsequently worked really, really well with the fact that it's storming outside. This is diabetes in a glass, but I freaking love the heck out of this bottle. So good. So good. I mean, it's drinkable. It's really crushable for 110 proof too. I should also say that. And then after that one that is so not new to me, but hits hits like no other. So after, we're past 3 bottles or so, the rain's kind of subsided a little bit. So I took it upon myself to go outside, sit on the porch. If the rain's not running too much, then it's not going to bug me. So I pulled out a stogie, pulled out a cigar and smoked it because it's been so long since I've been able to go outside and enjoy a cigar. So again, I took it upon myself to do what I could to enjoy a cigar, and there is no better bourbon in my entire collection to enjoy with a cigar other than my cigar batch cognac finished MGP bourbon from Jepson's Storytime pick. This bottle is a freaking monster, and obviously, as you can tell, that's where a majority of the drinking went yesterday, because this is on the back end of the bottle. This bottle's gonna need to get killed here in a little while. But this is a 6.5-year-old MGP cognac finished pick, and it is literally so freaking good. So good. Like, there is nothing better out there for this price too, because I also got this bottle for $60. So if you really like cognac finished MGP, like this goes up against some of those Murray Hill Club or whatever those are called, the cigar batch ones. This is like the poor man's cigar batch, but honestly, it's not super poor mansy. It's more like kind of, it competes, chief. It competes. So I really, really like this bottle. Sad to see it go soon, but I got into a little bit too much. But after that, getting into another kind of cigar batchy type whiskey, and this one's a new one for me, but again, I was smoking a cigar outside, so I wanted to see how it would work. Doc Swinson's Alter Ego Triple Cask Strength. This might be my favorite bottle I've purchased all year. This or their Ambarana cask finish, because that's also pretty freaking incredible. But this one, it's sherry and cognac finished MGP. This is so fruity. It's fruity. It has like this winey grapey influence in there as well. It's 114.6 proof MGP bourbon that's finished in basically like sherry and Oloroso cognac casks. So freaking good. So good. Honestly, again, like I said, this might be my favorite bottle I've purchased this year. This technically is a 2022 bottle, but I just purchased it like 3 months ago during the summer subsequently, so I haven't really been able to enjoy that too much either. But man, that and that this went incredibly well with a cigar. So if you're looking for like a cigar whiskey, those two finishes work really well. I think it's something to do with that cognac and that sherry influence really goes well with like tobacco flavors. So who the heck knows? But after that one, we are officially a little, it's a little late. We're tired. We've been drinking all day. We got to wrap this thing up. We've been day drinking. We've gone through so far 5 pours. We need one final pour. And that one final pour for me is Calumet 15. The reason I went with Calumet 15 is because I've been hitting a lot of extremely high proof whiskeys because that's kind of my thing. So I wanted something a little bit lighter, but still, since this is the end of the day, I wanted something that was incredible. I wanted something that's a really, really good whiskey. So I went with Calumet because it is only 105 proof and it's 15 years old. So you get a different dimension. You get like ultra aged flavors. You get that oak, you get that like insane like oak influence, those like wood sugars that you can't get anywhere else. That brown sugar is still that like ultra aged kind of Luden's cherry thing going on. But also outside of this being just like a premium fancy awesome bottle, the flavor profile that I just went over works really freaking well with, it being a stormy night. It's starting to get a little cold. I want something with a little bit more oomph and a little bit more darkness going on, and that really, really has that darkness in there. But that is a wrap for today's video. These were the 6 bourbons that I think work really, really well with like a rainy, stormy day. Please let me know down below what you thought about my list, as well as what would be some bottles in your list. Do me those favors, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. Links for all that stuff are down there below. That is a wrap for today's video. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.